What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. Hokley 93 here for the Bennett Brothers Best of 2014 Award Show. Um, as you can see, I'm by myself. Um, Chris's schedule got changed again, went back to his old schedule, so it's back to me by myself. And oh shoot, it just came out here. And I was supposed to, I said before, when announced this, like I think last week when we had the corner, said that Sly Cooper 88, Steve was going to be a part of it, but he had other things to. He wanted to do some other things. He basically took a pass for this time. There's no big issue. He's still my friend and everything. Um, but so yeah, I'm by myself. Again, just coming off of the ambulance match between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed that Dean Ambrose didn't win. That's three straight losses. You really want to keep tabs on losses for Dean Ambrose. 3 straight against Bray Wyatt. Well, to be quite honest, almost 4 losses if you don't count the tribute to the troops. Wait, got some activity going on here. Yeah, we got Science and Quan's in his house. I'm all right. Quan, Chris is all right, but he's working. And I know Steve is doing all right. Like I said before, he was supposed to be, originally he was supposed to, guest for this edition of the Bennett Brothers, but he took a pass to do other things, catching up with friends. And I don't blame him. Sometimes you gotta take time to catch up with your friends. And you see, I just want to say this. Once again, this is Alicia Fox is almost becoming the next big show, and what I mean by that is the constant turns. She just turned face like a month ago, and now she's back being a heel. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that Dean Ambrose lost again to Bray Wyatt. I thought Dean Ambrose was going to win the ambulance match, and that's basically another feud that Dean Ambrose has lost. I thought he would at least win that one. No, come on, man. Show the comment. Another thing I just want to point out about this Raw, it has nothing to do with the Authority being back. What it has to do is it seems as though WWE is how can I put it? They're not shying away from the Demolition LOD comparisons to the Ascension. Now that the Ascension basically are being compared to those two with their new look, because you just had the Ascension basically cut a promo, saying how, basically insulting both teams, but they more insulted LOD than Demolition, and then you had basically kind of for the first time ever, how, it's nothing new in professional wrestling a new person when a person debuts, they put them against like jobbers or an enhancement talent. In the case of the Center, yeah, these guys look like real jobbers. They're not established guys. They weren't established guys at one point. That we know they're like they're like no names. Not to be disrespectful, but they're like no names. And for the first, most times you do that to for the person can showcase their move set and everything. Get a feel of their move set and their character. However, because the Ascensions are talking all this, doing all this talking, it's like the first time I've ever seen the commentators, actually call out a wrestler for basically saying they're impressive stuff, but going against basically like jobbers. It's like one of the first time you had JBL. I can't say that they're that impressive. They just bring against guys we don't even know it. And you even have Booker. They're not LOD, and I'm like, wow. Most of you, even when it's against jobbers, oh man, what an impressive showing and everything. But with Ascension, JBL, it's like one first time I ever seen a commentator actually really like question, like, they're not that great until they go. This person's not that great until they go against somebody that we know. They're going against people that we don't even know yet. They're not, I guess, not jumping on the bandwagon. Something, to be quite, that's a little bit realistic. Like, I find, that a little bit realistic. You basically, basically not all because they going against an unknown or acting like they just beat somebody really big. No, they're basically waiting until they go against an established person. Wait a minute. I just said new comments came up. Come on, man. Yeah, I just find that very realistic that you know that you got JBL basically not quickly jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, this person's great, and just because they just basically because of squash matches against people that we don't even know. I find that a little bit interesting, a little bit realistic. No, not jumping on the bandwagon that quickly. No, waiting until they go against an unknown tag team, and it's you know, but most times a person goes against a jobber, so you already got the commentator, you know, acting like as if they just beat somebody like really known, and but that's just enough about that. It's time to get to the real, the meat of the whole uh, show. Basically, the best of award show. As you guys can tell in the description section that yes, there are categories, um, and most of them I already know. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't these categories just came that they were just made on the cuff, on the fly. You know, I wanted to at least have, you know, and you guys can participate too. You know, when you guys can give what you guys feel were the best of each category. Um, I think I maybe saved match of the best match of 2014 last, but you know before now say I'm kind of sidetrack off of the main topic at hand one more time, but 2014. And I'm not just talking about for WWE, but for WWE and TNA. Um, for WWE, I think WWE did a good job in 2014 and putting the future out to the forefront. Look at Rollins, look at Reigns, look at Ambrose, look at Bray, look at Harper and Rowan and Rusev. And if you want to count Ziggler, even though Ziggler has been in the business, way before they even came. But if you want to count him still part of the future, then then go ahead. But I think they did a good job. Oh, and at one point Cesaro, and of course Bryan before he got hurt. So I think that they did a good job in putting out the future, so to speak, in the forefront. However, I do feel that they did mess up on, obviously there are going to be some mess ups, but I think there's some big mess up. Oh my God, they haven't shown this in a while. But, of course, 2014, was a big thing for the network, But, with Cesaro, let's talk about Cesaro for a little bit. It looked like 2014 was going to be like his year. He was going to be one. He's going to maybe the breakout star of the year, and by like around the middle of the year, you saw like all the momentum was just gone, and it would come back. It would start up again, then it would stop, and it would start up again, then it would stop. So yeah, but. And I think for 2014, especially the second half 2014, it was not a good it was not good for Raw. I mean, there was a lot of Raws that just felt were pretty compared to 2013, there was a couple of Raws, notable Raws, and that was due to because some matches that were on there, some good promo work and moments. But yeah, that's a little bit it. That's about it on kind of an overview. If you even get the for TNA, for TNA, I think TNA for what it's worth. I think they did a good job with Lashley, and I'll make no bones about it. When they turned Lashley heel again, I thought, why do this? It didn't work the first time, but basically with this time, with this heel turn, it's like they gave a plan and stuck to it. Just have him be almost like this silent killer, like this silent dominator. And I think it was probably Lashley's best work, even because WWE. I think his matches in 2014, just his overall 2014 challenges, his WWE stuff. I enjoyed his reign. I enjoyed him almost basically him being like the Mike Tyson, while MVP was his Don King, if you will. I basically enjoyed that. I definitely enjoyed the Wolves. But and I enjoyed the Hardys return. But one thing that I think was very disappointing. I got more depressing for TNA for 2004 for me was, basically what happened with Bound for Glory. I didn't watch Bound for Glory, but it has nothing to do with watching it or not watching it. What it has to do is that basically because of their deal ending with Spike, and they had to basically tape what the hell. It's Kane again. What's a handicap match? And basically they had to they basically had to like tape like all the rest of the 2014 show like in one big bulk, like in September. That basically caused some things to change for Bound for Glory. To be quite honest, Bound for Glory, in terms of like like um like in the yeah, like like in a chronological order, like in the chronology of for it's not even like continuity, or it's not even the of TNA. It wasn't brought up. You didn't see any build, really any build, on the impacts for Bound for Glory. Even after Bound for Glory was over, there was no repercussions that came under because all those Bound for Glories were taped. Those impacts were taped before Bound for Glory, and I felt that was very sad for that. Basically, Bound for Glory 2014 was not even TNA. It was more of, I'm forgetting the promotion that Great Muda, that basically partnered up with TNA for Bound for Glory. Because I thought when it was going to be in Japan, I was like, oh, yes, this is really good, man. They're going to be in Japan. But then I hear, wait a minute. There's not even going to be a championship. There's not even going to be a TNA World Championship match. That's like WrestleMania without a WWE Championship match. And no, I'm not going to even count WrestleMania 1 because, that's the only WrestleMania. After that, almost every WrestleMania had a WWE Championship match. But now it's time to get back to the main topic at hand. Now it's time. It is time. It is time. All right, okay, Nathan. All right, Happy New Year, Nathan. And Jared Flowers, J Flow, how's it going, man? All right. Okay, I'm trying to decide which. There's 12 categories, guys. 12 categories. And I think start on a happy note. Best Babyface. Oh, look out! Best Babyface of 2014. Man, I think 2014 has some good baby faces, and they were all different from each other at some points. They had some good top baby faces, to really get behind. Like if you want to think of for NXT, Bayley, Bayley was a baby face true and true, because to be honest, she does have a baby face too. She looks so huggable. But it doesn't come off annoying like, oh, this is so corny. I actually like Bayley's gimmick. Sami Zayn. You know what? It's either for me, it's a toss up between Bryan and Sami Zayn. Reason being is because with them as baby, it felt old school. How they had to overcome the odds And no, not like John Cena, where they say he has to, where he has to overcome the odds in every match he's in. But it's not. But you really doubt he's going to lose because he overcame the odd that stood before him. Before, yeah, that stood before him. He already took care of that with Brian and Sammy, especially Sammy. You know, you sometimes question. You know, you actually started to believe when they were saying Sammy couldn't win the big one because he will always, you know, he will always have, he will always come up short. He will always come up short. Um, you know, always have, you know, these shortcomings. Um, so I think for me, best baby face, um, probably Sami Zayn. I like Adrian Neville, and I like Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, if you had to do most surprising baby face, it would go to Dean Ambrose for me. I did not think I that Dean Ambrose would make. He looked like a natural forever heel, as they most times as the saying goes, a forever heel. I did not picture Dean Ambrose of being a face, but man, I've enjoyed. Even though he lost tonight, I've enjoyed mostly every step, mostly every part of the ride of the Lunatic Fringe as a face. I definitely have. When he was going against, you know, he was trying to get after Rollins, I was enjoying every minute of it. So it was most surprising baby face, Dean Ambrose. But I think my for me, for me, um, the um, best baby face for me, it maybe has to go. It's toss between Sami Zayn and and Bryan because you know both of them, and because when both of them won their respective titles, when they both of them won their respective titles, it really felt like something. It felt special. You know, it almost felt surprising. Like you felt that yes, that would be the payoff, but it's still like, oh wow, he did it. Like, and the crowd felt it too. You know, a big pop. That's what you expect to hear from when the baby face, the top baby face or so wins the big one. So oh, so you know, that best baby face, you know, you see it's Sami Zayn and Bryan. Sami Zayn and Bryan. Um, I saw. Um, okay, here we go. Yeah, see, I can't read the whole thing, but and I don't know why none of the new comments are coming up on the actual page of the. But yeah, you're right, J Flow. That's another thing that made Sami Zayn stand up. His matches had great storytelling. Let's be quite honest. The best matches in wrestling have great storytelling. It's not just it's not it's not more of the moves that are in the match. It's the rhyme and reason for everything. The reason why these moves happen. You know, the reason. No, when do these moves happen? You know, it's all those come into play for a good match. And same thing, especially his match against you know, Adrian Neville. Great storytelling. Great storytelling. I saw something with Gabi. I don't I don't think it's actually on the comment section, but I said just it just says shared a post. Now I'm trying to see it. All right, here we go. And hopefully, maybe let me see if the comments will come back up. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, okay, so good. Where's Gabi? Hey, Gabi is. Hey, welcome back, Gabi, to the corner. You know, as I said in the chat, yeah, your presence, your presence, your overall, the wait, hold up. That seemed like for no freaking dumb reason what Rollins just did. Um, you know, oh yeah, I was saying, yeah, Gabi, yeah, your company. I know Chris can, Chris hasn't been on a wrestling corner besides the one he was on last week, but no, your company on, in the comment section, I feel has been missed. And it's good to have you back. And you say um, best match, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. I'm assuming the one from Royal Rumble. Best male wrestler, Dean Ambrose, and best female wrestler, Charlotte. Okay, yeah, I even didn't. I didn't even get to that part yet. But look at Ryback. Ryback call him butter because he's on a roll, folks. Look at oh woohoo booyah. Okay, yeah, this is the whole thing from Jared for the whole comment. Sami Zayn has great storytelling in his matches. That's something that NXT has done very well, being patient and building wrestlers correctly. Right about that. Get the hell out of here, you stupid. Oh. Sound me her. Okay. Hopefully, because Gabi just put up a new. Oh no. Yeah, come on, break out of that, Robert. There we go. Ooh. Oh. All right, here we go. Best. All right, Morgan. Best Babyface, Sami Zayn. Best heel, Seth Rollins. Best feud, Ambrose with Rollins. Best tag team, Miz and Miz down. No. All right. Yeah, I think since I started with best babyface, I will go with best heel. Best heel in 2014. And remember, folks, TNA is also included. Just saying. You know, um, so best heel, Gabi says Seth Rollins. You know, I think I have to go with Seth Rollins too. I think I have to go with Seth Rollins because he comes off very convincing as just a slimy sleaze bag. And what also makes him effective too is that with the move like the curse type, the person be on the ground, but that also makes it dangerous. You just saw right there. Yeah, look, after a shell shock, he was able just to do the curb stomp, his version of the curb stomp, and get the win. And the fact that, in the year 2014, he had some real heel moments, some real strong ones. Yes, he didn't beat John Cena cleanly, but at least he got a win over John Cena. There's some there's some heels that were getting pushed that maybe never got a win over John. But, you know, Rollins, I'm talking about those strong moments, you know, the cinder block moment with Ambrose. You know, then when how he took out Randy, and then just the past Raw. You know, even though, yeah, I know my friend Nate felt that whole segment went a little bit too long, but basically that was basically all Rollins having to carry that. That was all him. He just had to carry that segment just with the microphone, and he had a bright or dark heel moment last week. Well, yeah, for me, best heel for 2014, Seth Rollins. No, Skunkhead. I think if I don't even know who would be runner up for Seth. For top. I don't know who would be the runner up for best heel. I really don't. Now, I may want to go with Bray, but hey, the Authority, you know, the Authority. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I still feel that there are plenty of times where the Authority should have came to an end, WrestleMania being one, and then Survivor Series being the other. But you know, it was a little bit refreshing for you know, there to be, you know, heel authority figures of the likes of Triple H and Stephanie on and WWE programming, because TNA, the past years they always had a heel authority figure, whether it be Dixie Carter, you know, Bischoff and Hogan, but for WWE, it had been okay. All right, you had John Laurinaitis, but yeah, John Laurinaitis was supposed to be a heel, but he only had a couple months where he showed like real vindictiveness. Like, yeah, I'm willing to crush you. You know, with the snap of my fingers, I can crush you and take everything away from you. Moments, and they were always small, but with the Authority, you know, when they weren't smiling and stuff, yeah, they were really out to get whoever they wanted to get, whether it be Brian. You know, look at the beat down Triple H gave Brian when he was handcuffed, and he freaking tried to drown him. You know, they had Triple H and Stephanie. They had some pretty um, um, fine moments. Bright moments as the Authority. So yeah, I feel that it should have ended at WrestleMania. If not, WrestleMania should have ended at Survivor. So I think the Authority would be the runner-up. No. Next. Oh my God! It's this Adam Rose. And remember, guys, don't just let it be, gobby. You guys can give, your best, unless that's what you guys are doing. You're just thinking right now before you post. And I was, when I was talking with Chris, a couple of days ago, I was saying, it had been a couple of weeks that we've seen the New Day. I was already getting like, okay, they already about to drop this. And here they are. Okay. Man, I just said that. Come on, Biggie, stall freaking the Adam Adam freaking Rose out. Call him out. And it's like on SmackDown, we saw the freaking New Day, you know, trying to trying to get involved after the match. And man, and it's like this is like what, the fourth year in a row, a pay-per-view of Chicago. I think WWE's really making Chicago hosted pay-per-view like a real annual thing. You know, we had, if I'm not mistaken, last year, I think Payback. Let me check. I think Payback 2014. I think it was in Chicago. Yeah, it was. It was in Chicago. And then Payback 2013 was in Chicago. And then Extreme Rules 2012 was in Chicago. And don't forget Money in the Bank 2011 was in Chicago. Oh. And now for Extreme Rules, the rules coming back to Chicago. So yeah. Best, I think I'm gonna go with Best Feud next. Best Feud, Best Feud, without a shadow of a doubt. And it's also Gobby's. Ambrose and Rollins. That, even though I still really don't like how it ended, with the Bray Wyatt thing, and even though I still a little bit iffy on that, but the feud felt old school with the face, with the face, chasing the heel and not always coming. Look at that. Wow, this does well. What the hell? Wait a minute. No, I know who that is. That's Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. I guess that means that, yeah, Jay, that the feud with Gold and Stardust and New Day is over, because it looks like this is maybe the new feud. But yeah, back to Rollins and Ambrose, it felt old school. Yeah, with the face, chasing after the heel, and not always, and being put through, um, being put through the ringer while trying to chase. Not, I always feel sometimes now you have the face beat up the heel so bad during the build-up, and it's like, what's the point of having, that was the payoff right there. What's the point of having the match? What's the point of having the match if we just saw, what's the point of seeing it on pay-per-view if the face just finally got his revenge on the heel for free? It was really never like that for Rollins and Ambrose. Most on Raw and SmackDown was Ambrose, he would get just a piece of Rollins, or he would get laid out and something else. And I thought that it was going to lead to Rollins getting his comeuppance at Hell in a Cell, which was a damn good Hell in a Cell, especially compared to the standards of the Hell in a Cell, since 2009. You know, um, so Rollins and Ambrose, man, that was one hell of a feud. Heck, I when when we Christian's got to be up on the um when oh, see, I'm forgetting what I was gonna talk about because um oh, when they announced that it was gonna be a lumberjack match for SummerSlam, I remember me and they was thinking, what the hell, like a lumberjack match, and they basically exceeded all. We all thought, what the hell are they doing why are they gonna make this a lumberjack match? And they made that one of the most exciting lumberjack matches ever saw. So yeah, Ambrose and Rollins, best feud for 2014. Um, see, best tag team. Gabi has Miz and Miz down. Um, I could see, why Miz and Miz down for some people. I mean, the act was freaking entertaining. It was freaking hilarious. Um, but oh wait, my Starburst commercial. But at the same time, um, I can't recall the tag team having a real standout besides the match they lost. But in terms of entertainment value, yes, and the Miz and Miz act was pretty good for me. But for me, best tag team, um, it's a toss up between the Usos and the Wolves. Both both teams had one hell of a 2014. The Wolves is their first time. The first time in TNA, debuting in TNA, and I still feel that it should have been them with bad influence, Kazarian and Daniels as a feud instead of the bromance. But right after that was over, and they had those matches with the Dudleys and with the Dudleys and the Hardys, and even all two and all three teams together. Man, they were just killing it. And as for the Usos, um, but uh, but with the Usos, with them, you know, winning the tag team championships for the first time, it felt well deserved, well earned. Uh, and then um, then the series they had with um with Luke and Roman were great. Those were some great tag team matches. So it's a toss between the Usos and the Wolves. But if I had to choose one, um, man, it probably, man, I don't know. I don't know if I could choose one. Because if you look at the Wolves, they defeated two of the top tag teams, 3D and the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys. And then, Usos, just had, Usos had one hell of a series. And, you know, one hell of a series. And actually made the last man standing up between Bray Wyatt and John Cena, even more entertaining. Man, I don't know if I can choose one. I really don't. Um, best, you know what? I should have put best male wrestler because just putting best wrestler. I'm sorry, just putting best wrestler for me. That could be male or female. That could be male or female. I should just put best male wrestler and then I put best. So yeah, it should be best male wrestler for me. Um, 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 it's not even a shot. It's not John Cena. Um, for me, 2014, for Gabi, it's Ambrose, and you know what? I can't say that I blame him, but um, I think it's gonna go. I think it might go with Sami Zayn for me. Sami Zayn, man, I enjoyed mostly all of his matches. Uh, just the overall storytelling of his character, and it's not like and making his wins and losses matter, which something that's kind of a lost thing in wrestling. When Sami Zayn lost, it wasn't like he came back like like yeah, and that didn't happen. No, it like ate at him that I lost. Like I lost another big one, and his matches with Tyler Breeze, um, with Neville, and the first time seeing NXT, the match he had with Cesaro was freaking awesome. So for me, yeah, best male wrestler, Sami Zayn. Best female wrestler, best female wrestler. I'm gonna go with Charlotte too. If if Charlotte, if I'll be required, if that match with Natalia was basically one and done for Charlotte, like that was her only real standout moment, her only standout match, and that was like almost like a once in a lifetime performance, then she may wouldn't be my best female wrestler of the year. But because that was not the case, and mostly every takedown special, takeover special they had, she was killing it. I think the only blemish Charlotte ever had as champion was that match with Summer Rae. And that match not one of my favorites. But and one thing I liked about Charlotte, and I remember me and my friend Nate was talking about this, that her presence was strong and convincing as champion. It wasn't like, oh, Charlotte, you know, every match she's underdog because she's champ. No, it was no, she was the champ. Like, you had to bring your A game to beat her. She was her presence as champ was strong. I never forget when she came out to save Bailey. The only thing she said was "You two out," and I'm like, whoa, that came out very convincing and believable. That yes, this is my ring. I am the champion. I back up every word I say. And then her match with Sasha Banks were were great, and those were great for Sasha Banks because Sasha Banks at that point felt had basically had everything personality wise and attitude wise, but she still had yet to have that real great performance for me to say that okay, she's not just flash, she's not just character and personality, she's also good in the ring, and that's what that match showed. She really needed that match. Um, what the some things are spam. Okay, 19 minutes ago. Oh wait, wait. Okay, we got Jeff. All right, we got Jay. Oh, no. First we got Invictus. Can Cena get away from the Hulk Hogan colors? Damn. It went from being Hulk Hogan. It went from being Flash colors to Hulk Hogan colors. Um, hey, this is my thinking music right here. Eric Rollins. Okay, we got J Flow. Mine is a toss up between Sami Zayn for the tremendous storytelling in wrestling and John Cena because he was willing to take the beatings from Brock Lesnar, and I think that should be commended somehow. Maybe not the best wrestler, but something. Ziggler is maybe my close second for best uh, overall wrestler because basically for the second half. Second half, man, Dolph Ziggler. I really hope that you know. Yeah, I know he lost the IC title again. You know, he lost to Bad News Barrett, but I really hope that that wasn't the end of his push. You know, I just hope that, like I said before, that Ziggler, if something was to happen to his push, it will be because of WWE, not because of him. Okay, Gabi, best pay per view, WrestleMania 30, best weekly show, NXT, best move, RKO out of nowhere, best face slash heel turn, Seth Rollins, and a close second, Kevin Owens. Um, Best weekly show, NXT. Then that was the and 2014 was the first year, the first full year I ever watched NXT. I didn't watch NXT in 2013, um, but 2014 that's when I definitely started with Arrival. Uh, to be quite honest, there was really never a bad to me. There was never an episode of NXT where after I watched, I'm like that overall sucked. No, I enjoyed mostly every NXT show. Um, you know, great wrestling, you know, great personalities. I enjoyed the commentary. Fire. Wow. Wow. Yep. That John Cena. Um, um, that sucked. Um, but continuing on with this award show, best pay per view. Um, I was gonna go. It's either WrestleMania 30 or Survivor Series 2014. Survivor Series 2014, even though, basically the main event kind of result has kind of been nullified. It's basically kind of been nullified, but, you know, the match had a great amount of drama. In terms of a WWE pay-per-view, I did it felt it for Bryan, for the Bryan match. WrestleMania 30. When he went against Batista and Randy Orton. But after that, it had been a while since in the main event that, I felt this drama. I felt, I felt butterflies in my stomach when it came down just Dolph by himself. If it was Cena by himself, I may have just thought, yeah, Cena's gonna come back from behind and win again. But because it was something different, it had me thinking like, oh shoot, anything can happen now. And then when Sting came, man, that one of the best moments of the year. Seeing Sting for the first time to come down a WWE rampway or aisle. Yeah, in that case, it was just an aisle, it wasn't a ramp. In a WWE ring, standing face to face, eye to eye with Triple H, and dropping Triple H right on his head. Man, it was so good. Sting looking, as cool as the other side of the pillow, man. And then WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania 30, Cesaro had a moment that I thought was going to lead to some more other stuff for him, but it didn't, unfortunately. Um, um, Bryan Triple H had one of the best opening matches in WrestleMania history. And then, Bryan, the payoff finally happened. It was a pretty good triple threat match too. And yes, they saw the end of the streak, but that match itself, um, you know, man. But I think I'll have to go WrestleMania 30 because Survivor Series 2014, it was like, I think my friend Nate said it best. It was one of the most interesting turnarounds of a pay-per-view. The first half was like, okay. And then the second half, basically the last two matches, that's when everything picked up and made it. If you had Survivor Series almost like at a 4 or 5, made it go up to 7.5 or even an 8 or something, because the Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, and then the traditional Survivor Series match. But I think for overall, I think WrestleMania 30, because I'm forgetting one more moment for WrestleMania 30. Austin, Rock, Stone. I already said Austin. Austin, Rock, Hogan in the WrestleMania ring at the same time. You almost forget that. Yeah, there was a time where they were all in the ring at the same time. When it was NWO versus Austin and Rock on Raw. But this was the first time ever that they were at WrestleMania together. It's been one of the best WrestleMania openings ever. I mean, it's just so historic. To see those three, Three legends in their own right. You know, pioneers, if you want to, if you want to say pioneers of professional wrestling in the same in the WrestleMania ring at the same time. Freaking amazing. So yeah, WrestleMania 30, best overall pay-per-view. Now Survivor Series 2014 is good, but I know see NXT Takeover our Evolution wasn't a pay-per-view, it was a special event. But that had to be maybe probably if you're not counting WrestleMania, that maybe was the best show of the year in terms of WWE and TNA. That basically was. I gotta rewatch Our Evolution again because I said to myself that I was gonna watch it again. Our Evolution was one hell of a show. Best move. You know, the RKO. I mean, the RKO Vines. The RKO Vines were freaking hilarious. But I think for me, best move of 2014, the Red Arrow. Boy, beautiful to look at and impactful because you have to remember something. Adrian Neville, you know, I said to Chris, and I think Chris kind of agreed with me. Adrian Neville has a more of a Wolverine build because he's small, but he's wide. Do you see Adrian Neville? I mean, he's freaking. He's like it's like almost. You see his shoulders, everything. It's like wide. He basically looks like Wolverine, small but with almost like a powerhouse physique. So when he's dropping onto you, that has to feel like like oh shoot. So yeah, Red Arrow, beautiful and impactful. For me, Red Arrow was move of 2014. Uh, best moment. Uh, best moment. There were a lot of good and most time wrestling match moments of 2014. Seeing Jake the Snake back on W programming and looking healthy. Having that bright smile on the first Raw of 2014. I think, yeah, old school Raw 2014 was there. That was the first Raw of 2014. From Ultimate Warrior making his first appearance on Raw, just W Weekly Show programming in about a decade, about almost 2 decades. And then it even makes it more, memorable because then basically right after that, we lost him. From seeing Sting make his WWE debut and getting a well-deserved reaction from the fans. Brian with the Occupy Raw, which was a standout moment for him. So there were a lot, and once again, I say Noah Austin, and with Noah Austin and you know, Hogan and Rock being in the ring at the same time. Um, there were so many great memorable moments in 2014. There was a good handful of memorable moments. You know, even Bray Wyatt with the creep, you know, he had all the kids come in, you know, say, oh, it was a memorable moment for him. Um, but I think, you know, it's probably a tie between Ultimate Warrior, I'm Ultimate Warrior and Sting. Ultimate Warrior being because, you know, it was almost something that you thought might never ever happen again because, you know, the grudge, you know, him and Vince, and especially, you know, I understandable, you know, Warrior, you know, felt very disrespected, you know, understandably disrespected about, you know, the self-destruction of Ultimate Warrior DVD where, you know, it as we found a thing with Hogan that, yeah, that um that you know that it was blatant for them to just, you know, to talk bad about him. You know, in the contract for DVD not to say anything good about the Ultimate Warrior. Um, so, you know, almost like that you never see it again. And then he's back. You know, he's inducted in the Hall of Fame. And then just as he's inducted in the Hall of Fame, and then now his final promo coming across so eerie. Even Sting said it because it was almost like because he passed so quickly after that. So I'm like, did he sense something? Did he sense that he was like, you know, his time here on Earth was up, was about to come to an end? Did he sense something? And then with Sting, you know, at one point, there was a long time I thought it was never going to happen. Sting is never going to come to WWE. Even if he was done with TNA, it was really never going to happen. And then when it said that he signed, and it looked like still, he's just signed, but he's never going to show his face, you know, on actual programming. And then here, lo and behold, people thought it was going to be SummerSlam. And then, lo and behold, it's Survivor Series. Survivor Series in a long while had a real big moment. In a long while. Yeah, you want to count Rock having his debut match. That was a moment. But after that, there's really no, and we want to count the Shield. But at the time, you know, at the time, it was it was a moment because it was a debut at the time. No, you didn't think of it as big, big, big because you didn't know how big the Shield was going to become. But this is Sting. For anybody that's been around, you know, they know who Sting is. They know how big of a deal he is. They know the magnitude of his legacy. So it was a real big deal. Like, oh shoot, this is Sting. He's finally here. Um, so yeah, it's a tie between Ultimate Warrior and Sting. Um, best match. I was gonna do best match and then best title match too, but my favorite, I think the best singles match for me, 2014. Dobby went with Bryant and Bray, and I remember initially, I think the following wrestling corner after Royal Rumble of that year, all of us said that was a match of the year candidate. That was a great match, but I have to go with our Evolution's Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville. That is great in-ring action and great storytelling mashed into one, which is what you would like to see in championship matches. Great in-ring action and great storytelling. When Sami Zayn picked up when the referee got knocked down, and he went to go, his compassion came into play. And once again, almost like his compassion almost bit him, I think he's gonna lose because of his compassion again, and then he kicks out, and then when it's like, man, he's gonna, does he have that killer instinct? Because so he doesn't have that killer instinct. And then but he says, F that, I don't need the belt. And I don't need to use the belt to win the belt. And then, him, even when he's about to do the Luva kick, the facial expression, when his eyes close and open back up, like, man, like this, it's all on the line here. It all counts here. I gotta make this count. This is my moment. The facial expressions, mostly everything in that match made that match something. So once again, for me, best singles match, just best match period. Sami Zayn, AJ Neville, R Evolution. Best tag team match. Best tag team match. The I believe Money in the Bank came before Battleground. Somebody, if you guys are still watching, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember. Let me check. Let me check. Okay, so Battleground came after Money in the Bank. Best tag team match. You know what? At one point was the Usos, but I think the Usos and the Wyatt series was great, but I enjoyed every moment of that series. However, I felt because it was really putting the Wolves on the map and what they did with it. So best tag team match is a combine of the series between the with the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Wolves. And that was never done before. I've never seen a three-way series. So I was wondering, like, how is that going to work? And they made it work. So yeah, Wolves, Hardys, and Dudleys. One hell of a series. And best face / heel turn. It always like best heel turn overall. It goes with Seth Rollins because not only was it a shocking moment, what came after it was, it was important too. It wasn't like it went to waste. It was effective, and it was for good reason. Everything that came after it, was something to be talked about, something to remember. It wasn't just a one and done. He has this great heel move, but nothing else comes out. Everything after that heel turn, everything else came out from that heel turn. So yeah, best turn, and I have to agree with. I don't think Owen, or Steen turning heel was surprising. I think what he did with his heel turn was surprising. That power bomb on the apron, till this day when I see it, I get goosebumps. I'm still shocked because that was just crazy. I really thought that Sami Zayn, yeah, okay, and storylines maybe injured, but I thought he might have a real injury too. Not only a story, but he might have a real injury. There might be something damaged with that power bomb on the apron. So yeah, best turn overall. Best face / heel turn. Yes, Seth Rollins. Because it didn't go to waste. It did not. And he made the most out of every moment he was given after his heel turn. He really did. So I think no, I'm not going to add any more categories. I'm not. I was going to add best shocker, but I think if there was one of the best shockers was The Rock showing up in the night in Brooklyn. There was no signs of it, none at all. And I'll do it at best entrance. It's not even okay. Yeah, you might have the Bray Wyatt's entrance, but I'm sorry, Finn Balor's entrance at our Evolution, I feel trumped over Wyatt's entrance. That was freaking awesome. And that does it for the award show. I thank you guys for joining. So I definitely thank you, Gabby, for coming back. It had been a while since you've been on the show. It definitely had. It definitely it had been. And I really meant, and I once again I thank you for you and Jen for buying me my first ever wrestling shirt. But I really did mean when I said that your presence was well missed. Your company on the Wrestling Corner comment section was well missed. I really did miss seeing a comment from you, whether it was something antagonizing towards something on the show or something or something or some type of compliment. It was still good no matter what to see Blue Goblin 0.1. And it goes for the same thing for anybody else. If Nathan had not been on the show for a while, it's always good to see, with Nathan, almost kind of like the Adam Schefter of the show for those that watch NFL Countdown. He's almost like the insider. And Sin Quan just always keeping it real, and Invictus, and Big Rick, who wasn't here for this show, and now Jay Flo, who's becoming a regular. All you guys, is your company is welcome. I really mean that. And Chris, for sure, Chris feels the same way. I kind of want to leave this show, with this. WWE beat me to it. That's because I basically, I started the show, later than they did. But I did want to do this even before WWE did it. You heard me say, when it was the ride back, call him Butter because he's on a roll. And, Sting, was as cool as the other side of the pillow. All of those catchphrases were in the honor of Stuart Scott. And man, I feel tears coming right now, as they were when I saw on Facebook that Stuart Scott had passed away at the too young of an age, 49. Stuart Scott, man. When I first started watching Sports Center, almost a decade ago, at one point on my TV, it was always on 60. When on my own TV, it was always on 60. I just stayed nothing but watch Sports Center. And anytime Stuart Scott was on, the show, I was entertained. Just him keeping it real, and being different. I agree with Keyshawn Johnson said. That he was able to bring something to the sports casting role. That nobody, he was able to bring, if you want to say it, the hip hop / urban, culture into, but not in a negative way, like saying, nonstop the N word, and for all my, for all billion hoes and stuff. No, none of that. He brought all that in, hip hop in a positive way. And when I was talking to my friend Nate, I said that for the Wrestling Corner, I'll be bringing my Stuart Scott into play. Um, I did not know that Stuart Scott had cancer until last year when he won the Jimmy V Perseverance Award, and I did not know that he had battled cancer 3 times. But um, when I found out, on Facebook that Stuart Scott passed away, I let out a really big "oh no" because that really hurt. Um, you know, I thought that he was going to, overcome cancer and everything. Um, you know, I'm really like fighting. I feel the tears come, but they're not shedding. I keep fighting them off, just like how I did, just like I felt yesterday. And for those that follow me on Facebook, you know that I put up 2 posters dedicated to Stuart Scott. But Stuart Scott, he might have passed away, but he did not lose. He did not lose to cancer. He didn't. He did not lose to cancer. And I'm about to pull up um, one of his last quotes ever. Is when he won his perseverance speech. Um, the quote Stuart Scott: "When you die, it does not mean you lose to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in the manner in which you live." Those were the words of Stuart Scott on fighting cancer. And I believe it because I've seen a lot of known people and just people that are not even known. No, not even like celebrities or so, or just pop culture figures that when they have cancer, they don't let it bring them down. And you couldn't even tell that they had cancer because they still have the upbeat and sunny disposition they do. In terms of Stuart Scott was always cool and relaxed disposition. So, this episode, this special of the Better Brothers on Corner was in the loving memory of Stuart Scott, who passed away at the young age. And yes, I feel 49 is young. I don't feel 50 is old at the young age of 49. I'm really going to miss Stuart Scott. You know, I know ESPN is going to miss him. Um, I found out from Chris Carter and Keyshawn Johnson that he was a big inspiration for them after their careers in football is over to become broadcasters. He's a real inspiration for them. And I bet you he's a real inspiration for all those that had cancer and kept on fighting. My heart goes out for his ex-wife, his girlfriend, and his 2 daughters, who I know for sure are going to miss him dearly. So once again, in the love and memory of Stuart Scott, this show, myself, all you guys, my brother, the Mount Vernon kid, Chris, and Stuart Scott himself will always be as cool as the other side of the pillow. Take care, guys, and enjoy your week. Peace.